Hey Grant, I've been off the wagon for too long now. I had a major setback nearly 5 months ago and have done some serious damage to my fingers on my right hand. I can't make a closed fist or grip a bar or handle weights. I need alternatives for all areas for toning and building muscle, and I've attached some pictures of the original damage. Question sent through from Jess. And if you're squeamish, look away, I'll show you the pictures, just so you can sort of see what I'm dealing with here. So again, squeamish, don't look, but there it is there. And then here's what she's got now. You can see that. So you can see that she's going to have a ton of issues with grabbing something and holding on tight. Barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, almost anything. So there is a couple things that you can do for the upper body and for the lower body. You are going to be limited, but that's just the way it is. So the very first thing you can do is you can grab some of these. These are just ankle straps. eBay them. They're about $5, I think, either for a pair or each, one or the other. So it's going to cost you anywhere between $5 to $10, and then you just get a little carabiner hook. Now, I don't have any cable machines here at my facility, but we use bands. So we use bands to mimic a cable machine. What you can do, grab your handle, and then you can hook it on your wrist, and then attach this to a cable or a band. And now you've got options where you can apply a little bit of resistance to the upper body. So for example, you can do a rowing motion here with the band, right? And let's just pretend I had, both hands loaded up. So I could do a simple seated row here. You could spin around and you could do a standing chest press. So once again, pretend this hand here is loaded up and you can do a standing chest press. Now I can take this band off, stand on it, hook it in the straps once again, and I can perform overhead presses. I can hook the band or the cable up to a chin-up bar, sit down on the ground, and then pull, and I've got a version of a lat pull down. So you can see with the upper body, as long as you've got a pair of these, you're not going to be that limited. You can do curls with them, lateral raises, anything almost with dumbbells. And obviously most of it's going to be standing. You wouldn't be performing on a bench, although you can probably put it on a bench as well if you have a band. You put the band underneath the bench, get yourself set up in the straps and press away. You'll probably need a partner for that. So that's why I recommend probably doing a lot of standing stuff. But you can see how with a couple of those straps, you're actually not going to be as limited to what you may think. So there's option one in terms of your hands. Now, what about the lower body? Obviously, it's going to be quite hard to hold onto the barbell when you do back squatting, holding onto dumbbells to load up your lunge. One option is you can just obviously perform, Bulgarian split squats or walking lunges for super high reps. But what if you want to add a little bit of external loading? So the first thing I can show you is you can sort of not replace, but for now, you can take out your squats and deadlifts because you obviously can't do them, and you can replace them with Zercher squats. So a Zercher squat is you take a barbell, I need a rack, but this will do. So you take your barbell and you hold the barbell here in your elbow pits, and then you take your squat stance and then you perform your squats. So the good thing about this is that you can load it up a little bit. You're not going to be able to load it up as much for a back squat, but it's what we can work with. So there's your big compound exercise that you can tackle, is get really, really good at Zercher squats. In terms of other stuff for the lower body, with your lunges, Bulgarian split squats, how we can load them up is, once again, we use a band. Now, how you use a band to load up your lunge, chuck it over the shoulder, chuck it over the foot, and now you're loaded here. So now you can jump into your split squat, and then you can perform your lunge without having to use your hands. And look, it's not the same feeling you get with dumbbells, but again, it's just what we can work with based on your situation with your hands. If you want to get in some good mornings, once again, you can chuck the band over the shoulders, stand on the band, And I'm only using this light tension so you can see it in the camera, but we've got heaps of different tensions you can play around with. And now you've got good mornings here. There you go. So you can see how you've got a few options to play around with. As long as you've got a few different tension bands, a couple of those straps, and a little carabiner for each one, you're actually not going to be that limited as probably what you thought. So look, hopefully that's given you a few different options.